Oh, hey guys. How y'all doing this evening? It has been a wonderful year. It has been an interesting year, to say the least. There have been a lot of interesting things going on this year, and I just kind of wanted to sit back and chat with you guys for a few minutes and just kind of reminisce over the last 12 months and see where we're going into the future. So how's 2018 been? Well, it hasn't been uneventful, let's put it that way. There's been a lot of events going on. Now, what all events that you may have or may not have been a part of depends on things like what news do you follow, what social circles do you travel in, what things do you pay attention to, what things affect you. So everybody's year has most likely been very different. The one thing I always try to keep in my mind is as long as you can wake up the next day, that day is automatically a good day. Because not everybody got the same gift that you did. So, especially now that we're approaching, well, the holiday that I celebrate. I celebrate Christmas, and I realize not everybody does. But it kind of gives me a little bit of a chance to pause and reflect on the last year and just kind of see how the year's gone. In my own limited sphere, it's been a rather good year. It's had its challenges, to be sure. It's also had some amazing opportunities, too. One of the things that I consider to be a really good point for this year is that I kind of got more into the streaming sphere. Because I watched people doing the streaming online, and I found it, at first people would say, well, why would you sit back and just watch somebody else play a game? And then as I watch these streamers, I tend to realize it's not just about the game that they're playing. Well, sure, the game does play a factor into it, but it's not the sole reason why people watch. People watch because the person who is doing the streaming is entertaining, engaging, sociable, and it all depends also upon the community that's in the chat window that goes right along with the stream. If it's a nice, positive, welcoming community, more people are going to stick around. More people are going to interact with that community. But again, that's all going to depend on personal preference. So, I found quite a few good streamers that do that. But some people say, oh, just stream what's popular. Well, here's the thing. I have tried the popular games. I tried one of them. I tried playing PUBG, and I tried it mainly because somebody gave me a copy of it, which I was really, really grateful for. Otherwise, I probably would have never gotten into it. But here's the thing. If you're into these types of games, great. I mean, I'm sure you will have a blast doing it. PUBG, Fortnite, all those types of things. I'm sure you'll have a blast. Overwatch is another good one that's been out this year that, a lot of people really gotten into. Me, I tend to gravitate towards the open world games. One thing that I have been doing as of lately is I have been streaming some of my favorite games on the PS4. I've been streaming games like the Marvel Spider-Man. Right now I'm doing Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, which was actually, one of the best games of 2017. So I'm finally getting into playing that. Today I finally got around to picking up the new Rockstar games masterpiece, Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe I'll finish this one. Here's a sad fact. As amazing as this is, I don't think I finished the first one. Yeah, that's kind of sad. So maybe I should go back and play the first one before playing this one. But me, I'll tend to kind of bounce around from game to game, and there are games that I have started and not finished. There are games that I picked up and never even started. There's games I've actually finished all the way through. maybe it's time in 2019 to actually start going through each one of these games and just kind of delving into them as far as I can. And if I can enjoy them and they're great, then I'll just plow all the way through it. If not, then I'll go as far as I'm interested in doing, and then on to the next one. So people can recommend whatever game they want. If I find it's interesting, then sure, great, I'll give it a shot. But if I get into it and to me it's just not interesting, well, don't be offended if I don't end up liking it, because I don't like every game. I'm not a hardcore battle royale fan. I'm not a battle arena type fan. So I'm not into games like Overwatch, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and any of those, despite any of the controversy that has surrounded them. I haven't picked up Fallout 76, even though I know there's people who do enjoy it and they do play it. At its core, it's not a game that I myself am even interested in. Fallout 4, sure, I'll play that because, it's got a good single player campaign, at least from what I've seen so far. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, all those. 76, anything that's a strictly online survival type of thing, pass. Psst, done. So one interesting thing that I found, and I found this out when I was out today. I went to I actually have two, technically we have one indoor mall and one outdoor mall in this town. I went to the one indoor mall, and there was a new place that was opened up. The place that I'd never seen before. It was called a Dream Theater Virtual Reality. And it kind of piqued my interest when I saw the sign out front, so I went inside to see what it was all about. And what it is it's got a number of spaces where people can play virtual reality. And what they did was they set up a computer in each of those areas with an HTC Vive, and then there's a selection of games that you can play. And the way they got it set up is that you basically pay per minute with a 10-minute minimum, kind of, like I'm sure a lot of other cities have something kind of like that. But I thought it was an interesting concept, and while it may seem expensive for some, for others, it may be a way for them to be able to experience virtual reality without having to go out and shell out hundreds of dollars for the hardware, because you need, a decent gaming computer to do it. Plus you need the virtual reality hardware, which of course can be anywhere from $200 to $300 if you're running a PSVR to $500, $600, $700, $1,100, depending on if you want, the latest and greatest from Oculus or HTC or anything like that. So it was an interesting concept, and it'll be interesting to see how long something like this lasts, which may last for a while, because you never know. It just depends on the amount of interest. I was kind of hoping that it might have been a little bit more fully fleshed out, as it were. Maybe it doesn't need to be. But I miss the old days when you used to go to an arcade and it was crammed full of arcade machines. You can go around and have a pocket full of quarters, as the old song goes, and be able to kick back and play some of those things. Boy, this kind of got way off track now, didn't it? But anyway, so it's one of the things that I have been able to enjoy this year, is kind of getting into the whole, gaming and streaming and interacting type of thing. So perhaps in 2019 there will be even more of that. I do want to try to start to do some game reviews of a format that I haven't quite ironed out yet. Plus I want to do some more stuff, locally around the area too. So that's kind of like the loose framework for 2019, as it were. So anyway, that's about it. Just a small channel update today, although it kind of tended to turn into a bit of a larger rambling update. Oh, good caramel cider. Anyway, so I hope you have a wonderful holiday. However you celebrate this December holiday, may it be happy, festive, filled with time with family and friends, and looking forward to the new year. And may be filled with many other kinds of random pieces of wonderment to inspire you, spark your imagination, or take you onto a new journey. Until next time, live your life a little randomly, because you always should, and we'll catch you next time. Wonderful day.